Good afternoon, Don.
Good afternoon. I'm Don Van Dyke, Rural Communities United. Boy, I wish we had several hours here to rebut what was said this morning, but unfortunately our hearing was denied by the county council. So we'll do what we can. This update is bad for our county. It's bad for the residents. People move here and live here for the quality of life, scenic beauty. The EIR spells out many negative consequences for us: traffic, water, air quality, etc. And in the earlier presentation, many of these were glossed over, the fact that these impacts are exacerbated, or in fact there are new impacts by the plan. For instance, WS2, which depletes our groundwater supply, is a direct result of this plan. Next slide. This update has been misrepresented to the public and board. There have been, as you saw, lots of discussions, but very little of the public input has been incorporated into the process. Staff usually says, oh, this is required by law, we're just implementing the general plan. The problem is the general plan that's being implemented is the one that they want, not the one that we have. They're not implementing the 2004 general plan. And the changes to the zoning ordinance have been represented as minimum changes and mostly formatting changes. Yet, even 3 years ago, we asked for a list comparing the old zoning ordinance to the new one, and it has never been provided. So discovering what the changes are has been very difficult. Hundreds of parcels, actually you saw 6,000 parcels being upzoned or downzoned. These are all for free, without notification, without proper CEQA review. Included in those are special deals for quite a few insiders in the county, which these names keep coming up over and over again when we investigate the parcels that are being upzoned. The claim of no land use changes is false, since most of these zones allow greatly expanded uses by right. The traffic study, in spite of what our traffic consultant said, doesn't match what you see on the ground. I don't care how many experts testify that the model's right. When you drive Highway 50 or Green Valley Road, you know the model is wrong. We had a lot of responses in the final EIR that were either incomplete or just questions that were not answered at all. And components of the projects that were most requested by the community members were deferred or not implemented at all. So I urge the board not to certify the EIR. As you heard, you cannot piecemeal this. You have to either certify the entire EIR or the entire thing is valid. But you do have some options. So, alternative one, reject the project in its entirety based on all the significant and unavoidable impacts and faulty EIR, which we have submitted a few gigabytes of evidence here. You can tell staff to go back and evaluate the minimum legally required project. It should have been one of the project alternatives, but it wasn't presented. Number three, we could try to salvage the pieces, and we have laid out a process which we submitted into the record here with a lot more detail in terms of how this can be piecemealed into portions that would be acceptable without controversy, that could be passed without environmental impact, portions that could be modified to have reduced impact and submitted with a neg deck, and then any remaining portions, if there are remaining portions at that point, would have to be litigated. So that's just a high-level outline of the alternatives. We have much more detail on how the community and the county can work together to come together for something that is beneficial rather than negatively impacting everyone in the county.
Thank you, Don.